Good morning, and welcome to Morning Brew with me, Graham Hughes. Hello. It is Thursday, the 6th of February, 2025. Big welcome to Billy Kershaw and Pete's Music, Dog 4x4, Sarah Davis, and Phillips in the chat. We've got Roxy Rules in there as well, Leapshim, we've got Veg Pie, hi Veg Pie. We've got Witchy Goth is in there as well, and Gallifrey and Wren, Victoria Townsend, and Asperger's Europe, and others. Phil Spice is in there as well. If you would like to join them in the chat, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button at the bottom of under the video, and usually, and you will be able to join them in the chat. Just don't be a troll, or we will insult you and mute you. You won't like it. Trust me on this one, you won't. Hey, listen, if you would like to get a little rose after your name, see some of the names here have got little roses after them of different colours. If you would like to join them, what you have to do is become a member of the channel. You hit the join button, and there's different tiers of memberships, but they all come with a rose. So depending on how much you have to spare. Sorry, I just moved the microphone. That probably doesn't sound very good. Depending on how much you've got to spare, please, join the channel and support us. Anyway, Rufus is saying there was a massive demo in LA yesterday. Was there? Okay, let's get into it. Where is the resistance? This is my question I'm going to be asking, and you can tell me that there is resistance, and I'm just not seeing it. It's just not being reported in the media or on social media or anywhere, really. Trump's authoritarian policies are steamrolling over institutions. The fash has been unleashed. The Nazis have taken over the American government, and the oligarchs, like unelected oligarchs, billionaires like Elon Musk, are going in and they're stealing people's personal data. Anyone who's in receipt of Social Security in America or Medicare, Medicaid, their data, their information about them has been stolen by the world's richest man, who intends to essentially cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security for to the tune of about $4 trillion in order to fund another tax cut for him and his billionaire mates, because the tax cuts that Trump brought in 8 years ago, which, made it so that the richest people in the world got even fucking richer, a lot richer, while nobody else did. Remember that? Yeah, they're set to expire. They've got a sunset, which means that, they're a policy that ends after X many years, and they were supposed to end this year. So he has to find $4 trillion to keep him and his billionaire oligarch gruesome nerd-Reich mates in the lifestyle that they've been accustomed. I mean, him owning being worth is slightly different, but him being worth over $400 billion isn't enough, because he will never have enough, because Musk is a fucking psychopath. He would kill you as much as look at you. He is a very, very wrong man, okay? He's a very evil man. He's up there with the Yorkshire Ripper. He's up there with Ted Bundy, serial killers of the past. He is a monster. The man is an absolute fucking monster, and he's got all these stands who run around going, "Oh no, he's a genius." Yeah, mate, he wouldn't piss on you if you're on fire, unless he could piss petrol. All right, just get that through your heads. Jesus Christ! But we're not seeing the mass protests that we saw. Even at the beginning of Trump's presidency, this first presidency in 2017. And instead of mobilizing in terms of millions, opposition efforts are weak, they are scattered, and they are ineffective. I mean, it beggars belief that there were campus protests against Kamala Harris and her policy on Gaza, which was to push for a two-state solution, to tell Israel to wind its neck in, to try and get Israel and Hamas around the negotiating table some way and negotiate some kind of ceasefire leading to a lasting peace settlement. That was her policy. Trump's policy is for the US to invade Gaza and ethnically cleanse it of all the people who live there. Where are the college protests? Didn't see any yesterday. I did a show about it yesterday. I checked the news, see if all these colleges in America that are in school at the moment, there's kids going to school in America, all over the entire country, university campuses. One of the funnier funny in a tragic way, is that headlines that I saw this morning is that the Arab Americans for Trump have changed the name of their organization. Yeah, you show them Arab Americans for Trump. Yeah, you show them your displeasure. I'm going to change our name. There you go. I'm gonna fill a form out. That'll show them. Where is everyone? Where's Anonymous? Saw a video this morning. Anonymous saying we're going to do something. What are you going to do? Where are they? What are they organising? Is anyone doing anything? There's been no major leaks, no cyber disruptions, no retaliation against Musk and Trump's authoritarian power grab. Do you remember how, like, WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, oh my God, Julian Assange, isn't he so amazing? Although he might be a sexual assaulter, but, he probably isn't, because I quite like him and I don't want him to be a sexual assaulter. So I'm assuming that he's not. Do you remember when they went after Hillary Clinton? Remember when they released a load of their emails and then Trump asked for Russia to release the rest? And all the emails were really freaking boring. There was nothing in there. There was literally nothing in there. It was just boring fucking emails about setting up meetings. Thousands and thousands of emails saying, yeah, I'll see you at 3:00 to do my job as Secretary of State for the United States of America. I mean, it was mind-blowing. But, the online collective got together to make sure that Hillary Clinton couldn't win that particular contest. And then again last year, the people who care so much about Gaza, they bathe themselves in Palestinian flags. They sleep under a Palestinian flag duvet with Palestinian flag pillows, and they have a towel that is a Palestinian flag. That's how much they love Palestine. They'll go to the Labour Party conference and they'll get out a Palestinian flag and wave it about because they love Palestine so much. And then Trump says, I am literally going to wipe this place off the map. Crickets. Almost as though those people are performative wankers who don't give a shit about the people who live in Palestine. Almost. I mean, I wouldn't want to say that because that seems quite demeaning to the people who, take the time out to pretend that they care about Palestine. But they clearly don't, because where the fuck are they? Where are they? Where? Phil Spicer, thank you very much, new member. Welcome to Superstar. Hello, Phil. Thank you. Phil now has a little pink rose after his name. Oh, Andrew Dixon. I'm going to give you a welcome members. I need to get some other thing that it says. But Andrew Dixon says, morning, everyone. He's been a member for 2 months as a superstar. Anyway, the tech world, which once was full of rebels, plotting rebellion against the state, which they saw as fascist in some way in the past. Now it actually is fascist. They're like, we just had the hottest January on record, by the way. The hottest January on record. It was supposed to get colder this year because the El Niño effect, right? So when it's El Niño, it gets warmer in the ocean, in the Pacific. When it's the El Niño, it gets colder in the Pacific. The water in the Pacific has got colder, but the world has got hotter. And scientists are baffled as to why. Probably because of climate change. Not saying it's because of climate change, but it's definitely because of the climate change catastrophe that is coming. Where are the people protesting against the fact that their future, their children's futures, and their grandchildren's futures are fucked if we continue on the way we are going? Where are they? Where is everyone? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe today people will actually go out and protest. Maybe it was too cold. I don't know. But look, Elon Musk's Doge team or Doggy team has unchecked access to classified intelligence, CIA informants, and financial data of millions of Americans. Elon Musk is not elected. He's a fucking nutcase. And the people he got in to do this are all like 22-year-old weirdos who go by like the handle online, like Big Dick 42. That's the handle that one of the people like who now has this information about over $6 trillion of government finances. Some 22-year-old who goes by the username Big Dick. Yeah. SG, thank you very much for the super chat. The USA has fallen. They have all complied and been complicit in advance. End of. Yeah. We make fun of the French, don't we? We always think it's funny to say, the French don't win battles, which isn't true. They've won lots of battles. They actually won the 100-Year War, if you know anything about history. But and Napoleon didn't do too badly, to be honest with you, for the first few years of his reign of terror. Yeah. I mean, we make fun of the fact that they capitulated to the Nazis and then started collaborating with the Nazis in terms of the Vichy French. But at the end of the day, at least they put up some resistance. At least they put up a bit of a fight, America. Where's your fight? Where's your fucking guns? I kept hearing all my fucking life, whenever I pointed out that it wasn't natural or normal for 40,000 Americans to die every year through a bullet entering their body faster than the speed of fucking sound. It wasn't normal for kids to be murdered in their schools by some lunatic with an AR-15 that they bought legally at fucking Walmart. That wasn't normal. But I was told, no, Graham, we need these guns in case we get a tyrannical government. Okay, America. You've got a tyrannical government, mate. Mate, listen, come here. You've got a tyrannical government. Yeah. Now. You know it's almost as though you just like guns and you just wanted some excuse to be able to have a murder machine in your house so you could murder people at whim because it made you feel powerful. I don't know. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's a thing in America with Americans. America is a gun. You know, whatever. But, Senate Democrats are raising alarms. They're raising alarms. I mean, look, yeah, what have they done? What have they done? They've written a letter. This is what they've done. You know, this is the Senate Democrats have written a letter demanding answers about Musk's access to classified data. Fuck. We'll write a letter. What should we do about the Nazis marching on Paris? I will write a letter. We'll say, are you marching on Paris? Love, Boom Shanker, Neil. I mean, the Senate Democrats seem absolutely powerless to stop these breaches that the Doge has brought in or anything that Trump is trying to do. No oversight, no transparency, zero accountability. And Musk is gutting agencies and selling off data. Selling off data to anyone who wants it. He's using that data to give to hedge funds so they know which companies are going to tank because they're not going to get their government subsidies anymore. But his bitter tech rivals who he's going to take down, wasn't he offering Zuckerberg, weren't they going to have a fight? Wasn't Elon Musk and Zuckerberg going to have a fist fight or something fucking ridiculous? Jesus Christ, two grown men, two of the richest men in the world. Oh, we'll have a fight. No. He was like an AFC guy from Friends. Yeah, ultimate fighting champion. Fucking Nerd Reich. And then thousands have gone out and protested against USA being shut down. Thousands, is that it? Is that it? A few thousand? More people turned out to fight Brexit in this country. I mean, what? Are they just getting their act together? What is going on? The agency's been dissolved. All the workers, over 10,000 workers have been fired or recalled. There wasn't 10,000 people at that march, rally outside USA. There were more people have been sacked than turn out to defend the people who have been sacked. Its website and its social media have been wiped, USAID, and it's the first real street-level protest since Trump was inaugurated 2.5 weeks ago. It's been the longest 2.5 weeks of my life. And it's just nowhere big enough. And you got senators saying, this is a dictatorship in the making. That was Ed Markey said that. Yes. Is it? No, it's not. It's not. I don't think you're being dramatic. It's not a fascist dictatorship in the making. It is a fascist dictatorship. It's done. It's all done. And no one's putting up a fight. I'm not in America, and you'll get some dickhead Americans on the chat going, oh, hey, shut up, British person. You don't get to say in this. But this affects the whole world. This affects everyone. This affects it affects global stability. It affects my family. It affects my friends, But if I was in America right now, I would be organising to shit. I'll probably get put to death for it, to be honest with you. But, I would be making sure that the message got out that, someone needs to get rid of Trump. That's the message. That needs to be the subversive message that everyone sort of gets behind. I mean, you need to get rid of him. By peaceful means, obviously. But, they need their guns because if they don't have their guns, how do they rise up against a tyrannical dictatorship? I mean, the the Senate Democrats, the Democrats in general, the Democrat Party, the pushback has been so weak that you can't look at them to mobilize. But then the other people who you would normally expect, to do this stuff, where are the people who organize the Black Lives Matter stuff? Where are the people who organize the Me Too stuff? Where have they gone? Are they just tired? Are they just bored? Have they got something better to do? What? They're just having the Grammys this week like nothing fucking happened? Our fascist has been installed in the White House. Okay, well, let's have a party. Let's have a chintzy little get together with all my friends. We'll all dress up. We'll all dress up nice in very expensive clothing. People take photos of it. The Democrats are planning an all-night speech. That'll show them. An all-night speech protest against. This is against Russell Vought, who's going to be Trump's new budget chief. Wow, mate, that's really sticking it to them. The Vought, who's openly anti-government, helped write Project 2025 and wants to eliminate agencies like USAID, which apparently has already been eliminated, and FEMA. So when a disaster happens in America, there's going to be no one there to help these states. They're just going to be people are just going to be left to die. Like in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. In fact, in Hurricane Katrina, the FEMA did actually do a fairly good job given the circumstances, but the Republicans who were in charge at the time, they didn't really give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck that New Orleans was flooded and people were dying in their thousands. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. It wasn't a big deal to them. It was more important to go after migrants and Muslims and the bad people who are doing bad things somehow in other countries. Not the people who are doing bad things in your own country, I assume America, because that's okay. The government in America is being hollowed out. No one is stopping it. USAID shutdown means famine, disease, and humanitarian crises will escalate worldwide. Babies are going to die. Trump is a baby killer. Elon Musk is a baby killer. They've killed babies already this week. They will continue to kill babies for the rest of their term because the babies can't get the medicine that they need because it is locked in a warehouse somewhere in Kinshasa or in Khartoum, and they can't get to the medical staff can't get to it. No one's paying the medical staff, and so babies are dying. Everyone who voted for Trump has blood on their hands, baby blood. They kill babies. They're like fucking a bunch of Lucy Letbys, 77.3 million Lucy Letbys. That's how many there are, if she is guilty, which, a court has found her guilty, haven't they? So let's say she is for now. The Women's March in 2017 brought millions out in the streets. The protests over the Muslim ban, George Floyd, the Roe versus Wade shows mass mobilization is possible. Where are people? Why aren't Americans flooding the streets as Trump and Musk dismantle democracy? Where are they? Where are they? Where are the Americans? And it's now or never. If people don't fight back now, it'll be too late. You can't wait. You can't just wait for the next. We'll organize something for a few months' time. By then, it will be too late. Okay. By then, it's over. The thing has happened. The thing that you're fearing the most has already happened. It's over. It's done. Where are the people? Why aren't you protesting now? Why aren't you downing tools and going out and protesting? General strike, protesting wherever you can. Protesting, hopefully, in Washington, D.C. I know it's a bit cold. Please, buy a coat. Rob a coat. Get a coat. Borrow a coat. Borrow a coat or someone with a coat. Go to fucking Washington, D.C. Where is the fight? Because writing letters and all-night sessions in fucking Parliament isn't going to save democracy. Do you know what's going to save democracy? The people. Democracy. Power of the people. That's what it means. Not power of the oligarchs. That's an oligarchy. Not power of the fucking rich, the plutocracy. No, we're not having that either. Plutocracy? Plutocracy. Sorry, apologies to Plutarch and all who descend from him. Just what? This is the way that it has to happen. Now, give me something in the chat that says it's gonna be okay. Donkey says, I bet Lucy is not guilty. I bet she is, mate. I bet she's already been found guilty. I'm not going to get into that because it's not what we're talking about today, but I'm sorry for mentioning it now because we'll probably descend into an argument over it. But yeah, a bit coinky-dinky. Just personally, if it was me and I was working as a nurse and a baby died, I would be on my watch, which is unusual. I would be second-guessing myself at every turn. If another baby died soon afterwards, I would be mortified with myself. I don't know if I would go into work anymore. I might retrain as something else. If a third baby died in a short space of time under my watch, I would definitely quit. Like, I would go, oh my God, maybe I'm not doing this. Maybe I'm not doing it maliciously. Maybe I'm not murdering these babies. Maybe I'm just really, really fucking unlucky. I'm like Calamity James in the fucking Beano, all right? And everywhere I go, babies just happen to die. All right, so I'm going to take my bad luck, my bad juju, and I'm going to take it out of a hospital where, there's babies who are quite vulnerable. Right, seven babies died on her watch in under a year. And 8 more nearly died. Yeah, I would. What is she, Typhoid Mary or something? What's going on there? I'm sorry, it's the argument from incredulity. I don't believe that can happen and it just be a coincidence to one person. I just don't see it. And I honestly believe that if she wasn't white and blonde, I don't think the likes of David Davis would be, screaming her cause. Same thing happened with Myra Hindley. Myra Hindley, who helped her boyfriend Ian Brady to torture children to death. Torture children to death. And you had these Tory MPs going, well, she was just led astray. No, she wasn't. She's got her own agency. Why take that away from her? I couldn't possibly have done something so hideous. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't happen very often, but it happens. Anyway, sorry, got completely discombobulated there because we're supposed to be talking about Trump. And where is the protest? We don't get shot when we protest. They do, says Rufus. Well, that's it. I mean, like, is that it? Are people scared? Are Americans scared? They're waiting for people who usually fight for justice in the USA, think civil rights, to do it. But they are, for obvious reasons, sitting this one out. Obvious reasons being that they'll be shot, I guess. And says, according to Chris Hayes, USAID was investigating Musk pulling Starlink for those Ukrainian boats. Entirely unrelated, I'm sure. Well, indeed. They weren't investigating. It's not quite... USAID don't do investigations. That's up to the CIA and the FBI, who are also being gutted. Peter Music, Evie, that attitude is of people not under threat, easy for them to say and not helpful at all. It must be really frustrating for you. You're among friends here, though. It's a good start. Yeah. Hey, we protested all over America yesterday. Our voices not being broadcast. Our voices being suppressed. I showed up yesterday, says Danielle. Fantastic. Good. I'm glad that you showed up. Can we get this out? Can we get this out to people that this is happening? Because I'm not seeing any of it on social media. And I know we go on about comms so much on this channel. Like, the Democrat comms are shit. The Labour comms are shit. But we really need to get this shit together. We really need to get this shit together. If there are some people out there who are good coders, who are good at programming stuff and creating platforms and things, can some people just do it? Can you just sort it, please? Or is everyone who's a keyboard warrior also a fascist? I don't know. Let's have a look. Does Graham ever respond to comments? No, says Patrick H. Hello. We did flood the streets yesterday. Look it up. Says that. I looked it up. I was trying to find massive protests. I was trying to find where like shitloads of people turned out. I found a few where like a few hundred people turned out, and that was it. Like, it's not enough, and I don't think we should be arguing that it is enough or that people are, well, I'm doing stuff. Okay, great, Danielle, but more needs to be done, and I think we need to have a clarion call for people to hit the streets and to say no to Donald Trump, because we need to scare them. We need to scare these motherfuckers because they're scaring us, and this is the way that we scare them, is to say, no, we're not going to stand for this. We're going to, rebel. We are absolutely going to rebel. We are going to be, the resistance against this. It's not a flag of gross incompetence. Either way, it's a massive failing of the NHS and the governing body at the time. Hello from the US. Everything is so unstable right now. And think of this. How are we able to effectively respond to the next major climate crisis under this level of instability? Well, you're not. This is another reason why people should be out on the streets just going absolutely fucking apeshit. Like, I can't say what I want to say, obviously, because I'll get my channel demonetized and I'll be kicked off the platform. But you know what needs to be done, don't you? I know what needs to be done. It doesn't need to be said. That needs to be done, right? It needs to be done. If I was there in America at the moment, I'd be helping out, getting that shit done. Your accent is stupid, says Gonzo. Someone called Gonzo? Someone who names themselves after the weirdest Muppet? Wow, it must be a really weird muppet to want to come onto the channel and say that my accent is stupid. But we're not having any scouse-ism this morning. There you go. You want to be scared? Shouts Donkey loudly in capital letters. I don't want to be scared. I want people to be angry, and I want people to hit the streets, and I want people to protest, and I want people to tell Trump, no, stand up to the motherfucker. Because the Democrats don't seem to be standing up to the motherfucker. And do you know what? It's not just like I'm saying, yeah, it would be great if people went on the streets, but also it'd be great if the fucking Democrats did something. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just don't seem to be doing anything. Why aren't they calling for mass protests, general strikes? Why aren't they calling for direct action and serious resistance? I mean, they've got the platform to do it. They can do it. If a senator stood up and said we should have fucking mass protests against this bullshit, it would be all over TikTok immediately because they said it. And they can say, yeah, I want someone to run for the Democrats primaries if they're allowed to. If they're allowed to go ahead. I don't think they will. I don't think America's going to have any more elections until after the terror is over. And as I don't think America's going to survive the terror to come, I say that I don't think America's going to have any more elections, full stop. But I think that if they do have elections at some point, I would really like to see a sort of Trump of the left, if you like, someone who is willing to stand up and say that when they get into power, they're going to put Trump on trial, make him face trial for his crimes, his many crimes, and seek the death penalty for him. Just say that. Just go on the telly and say that's what I'm going to do when I'm elected, and that'll stir things up. Trust me, that'll fucking stir things. Not that they're going to do that, or not that Trump is going to allow the Democrats to have any more elections. He is going to declare a state of emergency nationwide as a result of a disaster or a terrorist attack. So he's gutting the FBI at the moment, which is something that the CIA and the FBI, and it's something that George W. Bush's government were looking into. They had a meeting about gutting the CIA and cutting the funding for the CIA and reducing how many people were working for the CIA and the FBI. And you might find this date a little bit disconcerting, but they had that meeting on September the 10th, 2001. Can't remember what happened the next day, but it's had something to do with the failing of national intelligence, because I don't know, maybe some departments have been cut. I don't know, maybe some people weren't getting paid enough to do the job that they were doing. Maybe some billionaire had come and stolen all their information about the agents who are working all over the world, trying to keep Americans safe, apparently. But America's not going to try and keep them safe. They're going to sell their data of who they are, their information about who they are, to the highest bidder. Well, that's what Elon Musk's going to do, because he wants to make loads and loads of money. Two impeachments, mate. Yeah. What do you want, Donkey? Donkey's dominating the chat here. Just calm down. No fear, no need for a person to be screaming, I'm afraid. What? Duke Vengeance. Kick the donkey in the ass. I'm tempted to. Donkey, calm down, or I'm gonna mute you. All right. You don't need to overrun the chat. Let's other people have a say. Megan's saying we have protests in every state today. You didn't know about that. I've looked it up. I'm trying to look up protests against Trump, and I'm not seeing much. Should we look it up? Protests against Trump. We can look it up now. Protests in cities across the US rally against Trump's policies, and like how many people are turning up? You've got a few hundred by the looks of things. There's I'm appalled by democracy's changes in the last 2 weeks. Started a long time ago. Said Margaret outside the State House in Columbus, Ohio. I mean, let's have a look. We can all have a look at this together. You see, we have the power to do this, I'm sure. For God's sake. Daily Mail. There you go. There's the papers, right? Okay. That doesn't look like a massive march. That doesn't look like a shitload of people. They're there at the Capitol. There looks like maybe I could count a few. Let's have a look. I might be wrong. Mate, I've had more people turn up to an anti-Brexit talk like this year. There's Oh wow, great! Look, should we count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's probably about 20 people in that picture protesting against outside Trump. Again, I mean, where's the pictures of loads and loads of people? I mean, that's not many people, guys. That's not a million person march. It actually says underneath here. It says several hundred demonstrators rally against President Trump. Several hundred. This is in California. It's just not enough. It's not enough. Get your friends out. Get your family out. Get everyone out. But yeah, make Nazis. I like this sign here. Make Nazis bad again. Yeah, couldn't agree more. And no to dictatorship. I mean, yeah. Let's say it's a good start. Can I say it's a good start? But it's just it needs to be bigger. It needs to be so much bigger. They've actually done a little lens effect there to make it. I don't know why they've done that. But I mean, look how many people have got signs on this picture. I'm sorry, but I know that I want it to be better than this. It just isn't. There you go. There's a few people around the car for some reason. Hate never made America great. Very true. Honestly, I've seen bigger protests against, I don't know, classification of fucking dogs in the UK. Do you know what I mean? Like breed to specific legislation. This is a country of, let's start with the Explorer. This is a country of 229 million people. You can do better than that, mate. The whole road should be shut down. The whole road should be shut down with people for protesting. Don't forget, 75 million people voted against. Donald Trump voted for Kamala Harris. Optimistic Nihilist, thank you very much for the £10 super chat, my friend. That's very kind of you. Donkey's still going on a lot. Fascism has been normalised and liberalism has been stigmatised. Decades of propaganda and gaslighting has broken public trust, and they are turning to post-truth populists in anger or are giving up. Yeah, that's what we need not to do. We need not to give up. It's the time to actually start kicking off, you know, in a proper thing. Look up 50501. Okay, should we do that? Okay, we will do that. 50501 protest. Okay, anti-Trump protests break out. Protests in Topeka, Kansas. Oh, unable to look at it for legal reasons. Okay. Wow. Fuck me. There's so many people there. Look at all the people at the 50501 protest. I mean, if I organised a rally against Brexit and that many people turned up, I'd be a bit disappointed. Yeah. 334 million. Oh, you've been busy, Mikey. I remember the protests against Trump at his state visit. The creative banners made me proud. Don't let him have the best biscuits, Mom. True. Lock up the good biscuits. 50 state capitals, 50 March is Saturday, Graham. Okay, cool. Do it. Stevie H, there's literally tens of people. That's my point, Stevie. So, I mean, I'm trying my best to get a firework under the arses of people in America because I think they're dazed at the moment. I'd like to be the stewardess in the plane crash who is basically saying to everyone, hey, get up, get out your seat, get out the fucking burning plane. Because what happens when you have a disaster, when you have a shock to the system, there are three responses. There's fight or flight or freeze. And most people freeze. It's a bit of a thing that goes under the radar. But in light of horrible circumstances, a lot of people freeze. Funnily enough, ADHD people who have executive dysfunction tend to be a bit shit at just everyday life, doing the dishes and shit like that. But when it comes to an emergency situation, they're usually cool and calm and collected. It's a weird thing. It's kind of, not what you would expect, but it's the way it is. But maybe this is why I'm like, hey guys, let's fucking do something now. Let's not wait. Let's not wait till the weekend. Let's not wait till the fucking, it's too late to actually start these massive, massive protests. And it has to be every fucking day of the Trump presidency. And you have to cause fucking trouble every fucking day. You have to make sure that, these pricks who are running the country into the ground have a bad time of it. I can't believe that, like, considering how few staff are now working at Twitter. Elon Musk got rid of 80% of the workforce. I'm just amazed that there hasn't been a proper concerted DDoS attack to take the whole fucking site down. And I want to just point out something, at this point, like, Musk paid $44 billion for Twitter. Do you know how much he gave to Donald Trump for his election campaign? $250 million. A fraction. Less than 1%. Is it 1%? No, it's more than 1%. A fraction, anyway. A fraction of 44 billion. Fuck all. Half a fuck all. That's how much it's 4 times 40. Oh, yeah, it is. Less than 1%. Less than 1% of what he spent on Twitter, he spent taking over the American government. An immigrant, a DEI hire immigrant, taking over the American government without an election. Yeah. Do you like that, Trump voters? Do you like what happened there? Yeah. I'm sure you actually do. There was many. Don't know what you do, Donkey. You keep just. I'm just going to mute you for a little bit. I think. Can I just? I'm going to put you in timeout. Just for 5 minutes. All right, just calm down. Honestly, there's protests being organised in quiet ways. I kind of dig that. Tech bros can't shut it down if it's not on their platforms. Quiet ways. I mean, yeah, Gallifreyan event. I mean, I want protests to be organised, but like, those pictures aren't looking great to me. Okay, just I might change my tune at the weekend, but I can't just have a go at the people who are not going out and protesting. I want a massive go at the fucking Democrats who are doing fuck all. You've got Chuck Schumer, who's made a speech. You've got AOC, who's obviously making TikToks and stuff and talking about it. But apart from that, I mean, the level of just shitness on behalf of the Democrats is just unfucking-lievable. They're so timid. They're so like, oh, would the right honourable gentleman like to retract that transphobic slur? And they're like, no. And the transphobes like, no. And then they'll say something fucking even more horrible. And then they're like, okay, then, I suppose I can't do anything about that then. Where's the fire? Where's the anger? Where is the fucking righteous indignation? That's what I want to see. I want to see them. I want to see people rising up. I want to see the people who are in elected office guiding people, saying this is what we're going to do. We are going to spend some of the £1 billion you gave us for the fucking Kamala fund that didn't work. We're going to use some of that money, I'm sure some of it's left over, to organise protests and rallies across the country. And do an absolute Trump. He did it. So it's obviously legal to do what they did, on January the 7th. It's obviously legal because they did it. Anyway. And Russell says, peace at last. Yeah. I was shocked, Graham. I thought there'd be millions out. Yes, Sean. My point exactly. And no amount of going, but a few people turned out in state capitals yesterday is going to change my opinion that there should be millions of people and it should be organised by the fucking Democrats, or at least the resistance against fascism should be actually out on this. Totally. I mean, it is just, it's mind-blowing that, where's the gay community? Where's the LGBT community? I mean, obviously the trans community are being horribly affected by this. They are a minority of a minority. Where's everyone else? Where's the... I'm pretty sure if the army decided, Trump did an executive order to stop gay people playing sports, the protests would be off the charts. Where's the solidarity? Yeah? Where's the brotherhood? Where's the sisterhood? Come on, where is it? Get out on the streets. Jesus Christ. I know it's the middle of the night in America, so I'm probably howling into the abyss here, but fucking hell, it's it's all, yeah. Sean says they voted for it, so it's confusing the left. Yeah, indeed. Okay, so Daily Mail here. A Zempic thing about having bat wings. Okay. Kemi, I'll ban migrants who claim benefits from becoming UK citizens. That's from the Daily Heil there. Well done, Kemi, if you, for saying that, because you're never going to be the Prime Minister of this country. Ever, because you are fucking shit. and no one in your party likes you, and no one in any other party likes you, and no one likes you in the streets. You're just not liked. You are not liked, and you will never win a general election, and you will never be prime minister. So you can say all the shit that you like about banning people from other countries who come here, what, like you did, from becoming UK citizens. Got to ban them from becoming UK citizens. All right, Kemi. Fucking ladder kicker in chief. We've got Marissa. She's celebrating her BAFTA nod. I don't know who Marissa is, but good for her. We've also got Ozzy Osbourne here, who's doing a gig. He's doing a gig later this year, organised by Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine fame, and Metallica are playing, and loads of other lots of other hard rock bands. I think it's in Birmingham, I think. But it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a final concert. He's got Parkinson's. He's half dead. He's taken loads of drugs. He's gonna come out with Black Sabbath and tell us about the generals gathering in their masses. He can't see without his glasses. Oh, sorry, I saw this stupid meme, and it was Ozzy Osbourne saying generals gathered in their masses, and then it was the shot from My Girl, the movie, and it's the bit where the girl who's went on to be in like Veep and stuff, she's saying he's dead, and she tries to put the glasses on it because he can't wear his glasses. He can't see without his glasses. So generals gathered in their masses. He can't see without his glasses. And honestly, I can't think of War Pigs now without thinking of that line. Memes, you've destroyed me. You've destroyed a great Black Sabbath song. So anyway, I've asked John Mortar if he can get me into this gig. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Come on, John. Do it. Put me on the list. Dip me in chocolate and throw me in the mosh pit. Social media cancer puts children's lives at risk. Anti-terror chief calls for online age restriction. The harm created by social media is similar to the cancer caused by smoking. Is it? Okay. But yeah, I actually agree with this. I think there should be children's phones. You buy a iPhone Junior or a Samsung Kids or something, a Game Boy. You buy something that's specifically for kids. And so there's no way to jailbreak it. There's no way to actually put apps on it that shouldn't be on there. There's no way to access websites that you shouldn't be accessing. And that's it. You get a kid's phone. So you can communicate with your mates. You can WhatsApp them and all that kind of stuff, as kids like to do. You go on Snapchat, I guess, but it will be restricted. It will be restricted. You can't send pictures of yourself on Snapchat. Why is that a thing? Why is that still a thing that we allow? Why is that a thing that adults still allow children to use Snapchat when we know that children send pictures of each other with no clothes on using Snapchat? And then some people who take screenshots of that picture will then use that to blackmail the children into giving them all their parents' money. So this is actually happening right now, and we don't seem to be doing anything about it. No one's calling for children's phones to be made so that teenagers can have a phone, but they can't access the darker parts of the internet. Don't forget, there is hardcore pornography on Twitter. Yeah. And there always has been. And it's hard to feel anger when you're weighed down with fear, says Duke Vengeance. Well, yeah, that's the MO, isn't it? This is shock and awe. That's what Trump is trying to do. And I want to slap people out of their days and say, get out the fucking plane. The plane is on fire. You have survived the crash. You need to get out of the plane. You can't freeze. You've got to get up. But when we're in that mode, when we're in freeze mode, we need someone to say to us, you need to do this now. Go and do this. Go do this thing. Because we're all waiting for instruction. My frustration more than anything is with the Democrats and with the people on the left in America, not necessarily the people protesting, but the people who should be organizing the protests for not, speaking up. Where is this generation's MLK? Where is this generation's Malcolm X? Where are these people? Why aren't they getting on a platform, getting on a podium, telling people to fucking take to the streets every fucking opportunity? I mean, you're going to have thousands and thousands of government workers who are going to get paid for not doing anything until September, apparently. It's a con. They won't get paid. But, if they've got a few months of gardening leave, then why not spend it causing trouble every day? Civil disobedience. Saying, no, fuck off. Don't forget, I mean, you don't have to go down the whole, we've got good guns, we don't have to go down that route. Go down the Gandhi route. Civil disobedience brought down the British Empire. The Times also has Mothers and Daughters, the toxic relationship. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Moving on. We've got Sophie follows in King's foot. I don't know who that is. What? Why do they refer to people by their first name when I don't know who they are? Like, is that Sophie Ellis Bextor? Is that Sophia Coppola? No, that'll be Sophia. I don't know. Sophie. Maybe that's the little girl that BFG was written about. Was that a Sophie? Sophie Dahl. Daily Telegraph here. Anna Pasternak. I'm jealous of my daughter's looks. I don't know why they're trying to cause trouble between mothers and daughters. There's a thing in the Times there and the Telegraph. It seems coordinated. And then it's got in the Daily Telegraph here at the top right, centralist dads and their toxic agenda, and it's got a picture of Rory Stewart. Fucking hell, the Telegraph is just it is the Daily Star. It is the Daily Star, but for like people who don't realise, who are so thick, they don't realise it's the Daily Star. But yeah, Tories to kick out low-paid migrants. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that in the next 4 years? I don't think you are, because you're not going to be in fucking government. PM rejects Trump's Gaza plan that president says everyone loves. Yeah, everyone loves, apart from literally fucking everyone. Even people in his own administration were looking at him funny when he came up with that wizard wheeze. We've got think about the world's richest women. There you go. What tech bros can learn from their billionaire ex-wives. UN on a collision course with Trump over shock plan to seize Gaza and evict Palestinians. This is the I newspaper obviously stirring the pot, because it is a delicate diplomatic situation where you've got to keep a psychopathic narcissist in, on side by not saying anything too outrageous. Which is, it's sad. It's sad that, I'm freer than Keir Starmer. I'm freer than the leader of this country, because I can say that he's a psychopath gobshite and me to tell him to fuck off. But obviously Keir Starmer can't say that. Davina, life will never be the same after brain op. There's Davina talking about the impact of her surgery. That's Davina McCall, I think, from Big Brother and from MTV. Long time ago. Headbangers Ball. Hey. There's a blast from the past. The Daily Telegraph is the Daily Star in formal font, says Phil Spicer. You're not wrong, are you? Rory Stewart was a Tory in 2022. I know, Siskin Edge. He's now a centralist dad, which is the insult that the left like to throw at anyone who isn't hard left or pretend hard left enough. Because, wow. Anyway, failed by the state. Victims of Free Knots victims tell us who let you down. And Southport Killer was dropped from watch list too early. Under the Tories, that this happened because the Tories want to cut funding for everything, and these are the consequences of when you cut funding to services that you think are not, why do you need this? I don't need that. I'm a billionaire. Why would I need that thing that people need? And then these are the consequences. This is what happens. People die. Children die. Got Trump's Gaza takeover plan faces global condemnation. UN chief warns of ethnic cleansing if Palestinians are forced out of their homes. Saudi Arabia rejects idea as president insists everyone loves it. In his head, everyone loves Trump. Failed. The families of Ian Coates, Barnaby Webber, and Grace O'Malley Kumar demand those involved in the horror show failings, the case of Nottingham killer Valvo Calcone, be named. Yeah, I'll name them. There was David Cameron, there was Theresa May, there was Boris Johnson, there was Liz Truss, and there was Rishi Sunak. There you go. I've named them. Do we win a fiver? Optimistic Nihilist, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. The reason why nothing is being done to address our many problems is because our Western nations lack democratic capacity to change things due to lack of faith of government and inability to organise. I mean, I don't think that lack of faith in the government stops us from wanting to do stuff. I mean, I think it's the inability to organise. I think that is the big problem, because I feel like all left-wing organisations have been so successfully infiltrated by the right, by people who want Brexit to happen and want Trump to be in charge. And you see them at any thing that I've tried to organise in the last 7 years, right? So I've organised rallies and marches, and I've tried to organise other stuff, and it's always been derailed by someone in the group who pretends to be like all for the thing that we're trying to achieve, but then does everything in their power to fuck it up. And I don't know whether they're just being an idiot or a useful idiot, or they're literally working for the oligarchs. I assume they are, because they seem to get into every meeting. There's someone in every meeting who just wants to talk and talk and talk and not actually want to do anything, and just wants to delay and make things take longer than they should. Yeah, it's just one of those things, I guess. But it is enough fucking frustrating. We talked in the past about the CIA handbook that came out after World War II, where it was like, how to disrupt organizations from within. And it was all stuff like, just waffle on about stuff that doesn't matter, bring up things that have already been decided on the week before, make sure that you put the most incompetent people in charge of certain things, literally prioritize shite that isn't going to change anything, and minutiae, obsess over minutiae. And if you are one of those people who do that in a group, and you see people like me get really frustrated with you and then end up sacking it off entirely, you're the problem. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I know you want to help, but if you are actively making people who will actually do the shit that they say they're going to do, someone like me who says, I'm going to do this shit, and then I fucking do it, don't get in my way, all right? Because if I go, I can't be arsed with this anymore, then, something's gone wrong. Something has gone wrong. Anyway, Star here, wish you were here, a wingnut leader of the free world to solve decades-old Middle East problem by seizing the ruins of Gaza and turning it into a luxury holiday resort. Yeah, but everyone will feel really fucking safe. Financial Times, Trump's takeover proposal for Gaza condemned by US allies across the world. And Nottingham attacker got away with murder after horror show of NHS failure, says families. And we've got world recoils from Trump plan to make a Gaza a beach resort. I mean, this could be a fucking headline for The Onion, couldn't it? Couldn't it? This could be an Onion headline. Oh my God. And then failures and cover-up on an epic level. It is shameful. Victims' families condemn horror show of NHS errors that enable schizophrenic to kill. They are calling for the doctors to be named and say that Kalakane got away with murder. Yeah, I mean, it's a really, really horrible, shit, sad story. And those people didn't have to die. And I will say that, the NHS has fucked up at a certain level, absolutely, and maybe those people should be named. But at the end of the day, the money and the ethos for the NHS comes from the government, and we had 14 years of Tory absolute chaos. Tories not giving a shit about anyone but themselves, and putting the blockers on any kind of mental health assistance for people, and trying to make it as difficult as possible to get the mental health support that we deserve, I remember those types of meeting, the Festival of Europe, says Lee Korn. Yeah, I wasn't going to say specifically, but yeah, I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day. That's why I don't have meetings anymore. I just declare stuff. Sorry, I've turned into a bit of dictator in my old age. I'm learning from Trump. If you want something done, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Do it and ask for, you're better off doing it rather than ask for permission. Just do it and ask for forgiveness. So Graham, sounds like you had the spy cop. Yeah, indeed. Well, but it wasn't just in that. I'm thinking of several different groups that I've been in over the years, and I've just given up. And sometimes I've given up really, really quick. Like sometimes I've maybe only come to one meeting and gone, yeah, fuck this forever. But it is eternally, I'm sure there are some people who are just trying to be helpful, who are trying to do the right thing. But I'm sure there are people actually who are being paid by the oligarchy, by the tech bros, by the nerd Reich, who are there to stop us achieving anything, doing anything, getting anything fucking done. There you go. I sent you a link with a proper protest about 30 minutes ago, by the way. Okay, so we're going to have a look at Mikey's proper protest, because I do like to be proven wrong. Noob. Maybe don't go for the first link. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to just bring this up on the screen for you all. Anti-ICE protesters take over streets. This is thousands of anti-ICE protests. Okay, so we're gonna show this now to show that there are actually people actually protesting against this. Okay. let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't look like thousands to me. Okay, I know the camera needs to pull out a bit. Come on, pull out. Okay, so there's the front of it. Show me the back. Come on, show me the back. Show me the. I'm getting bored. Come on, show me the back. Oh, right. What? That's it. That's it, Mikey. Sorry, mate. Fuck off. What is this? What are you showing me here? This isn't thousands. That's barely like 10. Are there people behind them? Is there more people? Are they coming along on the side street? Does the protest? I'm gonna skip ahead to see if there's something here. Mikey, what are you talking about? No, it's literally just. I could probably just count them. Like there's maybe 150 people there, if that. I wouldn't say thousands. Obviously, they've got the Mexican flag there, which is nice. There's a guy there. Okay. No, still not seeing a huge number. There's some people at the back here. You can see a car here and a car there in front of me. Okay, no. I'm sorry, mate, but no. Just it's not enough. That was really disappointing. I was kind of getting excited then. Of being proved wrong. Actually, no, there's millions on the streets. They're marching. There's so many of them, but unfortunately, no. We shall argue about this, I'm sure, on the Friday Night Social tomorrow. Me and Mikey will go at it in a debatey kind of way as we get into that. But I'd like to be proved wrong, and maybe I'm saying this so that I piss people off, and they say, "I'm going to prove you wrong, Graham. Go on, do it, please, do it. Prove me wrong. I want you to." Way more people at an LFC Cup parade. Oh my God, way more people, Martin Harrow. I mean, it's all the way from the end of the M62 to along Queen's Drive to the stadium to Anfield. I mean, I've seen a few of them in my time, and way more people compared to the Second Amendment rally from overhead. Yeah, I need to get out of bed and stop being lazy, says Duke Vengeance. And ICE won't get sympathy. Maybe that's why it's disparate. Too many things. Yeah. I want people to be more right. Is all, says Donkey, who's back. Donkey, you're absolutely flooding the chat. If your name comes up like 3 times in a row, you're putting too many comments in, mate. You're putting too many comments in. I'm gonna put you in timeout again until the end of the show. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna say ta-ra now, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, and leave you in the safe, capable hands of LBC. Lewis Goodall is taking over from James O'Brien. I like Lewis Goodall. He's a comp lad, so he's a statey, so he's all right. But he doesn't really push back very much when dickheads phone in. He's very much of that. Thank you for calling in, rather than actually going toe to toe to them like James O'Brien does, where he goes, "What, you just talked absolute bollocks? Why did you just say that?" And then pulls their pants up over their heads, which is always entertaining to listen to, but also educational because it gives you the weapons you need, the argumentative weapons you need to defeat these stupid arguments when people make them in real life to you. And they say, "Oh yeah, there's too many migrants in this country." You don't just go, "Okay, that's nice. Thank you for calling in with your opinion." No, you got to say, "No, actually, we need migrants into this country. Migrants are a good thing in this country. They've made this country so much better." Do you remember how shit it was in the 70s? Yeah, it was shit. It was fucking shit. The only curries you could get had fucking raisins in them, and they were like, "Yeah, you made them from frozen." Like, it was shit. It was shit. The longer form show is excellent, says Veg Pie. Oh, I'm glad somebody's having a good time. Donkey and Mikey are raging, but everyone, yeah. And David Peacock says, "I hope the protests are massive and the news is being suppressed." Well, I mean, if the protests are massive enough, there's no way of suppressing them. There's just no way, because you have so many people on social media. So many people on different platforms on social media, they couldn't put out all those fires. They just couldn't. We need mass mobilization. It's what we need. Accrington Stanley? Who are they? Has bigger crowds, says Sean. Yeah. And Martin Harris says, "Ooh, a day." Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I might do a show later today. I was thinking of doing something, but I can't tell you what it is in case it doesn't happen. I don't want to get excited. But watch the skies. Just subscribe to the channel and you'll get a notification when I put up a new live show, hopefully tonight. Mikey and Graham have been arguing about who has the biggest demonstrations. JB is supremely well researched, so really knows his stuff. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. Graham, did you know about them sending migrants to Guantanamo Bay? Helen, yes, yeah, they've opened a concentration camp already. They did that within the first couple of days of this tyranny of the Trump tyranny, and it's not great, is it? It's not a great situation, and I really think that people should be doing whatever's in their capacity to do, even if it's just speaking out on social media, even if it's just watching and supporting channels that are speaking out. It can make all the difference. It really can. So yeah, just do what you can. No pressure. But yeah, as a collective, I feel like America is just allowing the fascists to railroad them, and they should stop that immediately. Right. Anyway, Veg Pie, thank you very much for the super chat, and thank you everyone else for the super chat and for the chat and for watching. I will return later today, possibly, or tomorrow at 9 o'clock for another morning brew. So if you'd like to join me for that, you will be very welcome to do so. And until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Give us a like on the way out, or a dislike if you're Mikey or Donkey. And hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.